Okay, don't be annoying, Pix. Hello, everyone. Hello. It has been a while. It has been a while since the last watch along, but we are back with England versus Australia. Now, I do find it quite funny because the time zones do not help the Australians watching this, does it? Hello, Pix. How is everyone? Who have we got in here? How is everyone? How's your weekends been, guys? God, these weeks are going quickly. The nights have drawn in. I hate winter and autumn. It's a little bit depressing knowing that it's 5:30 now, but oh God, I wish summer was longer. I see they're putting on a bit of a show over at Twickenham. A nice little light show going on. Yeah, I'm good. I'm all right. I'm okay. It's been a busy couple of weeks since coming back from holiday for sure. That's Pixie. Pixie's here. Players are running out. Awesome, awesome. As I said, if anyone doesn't have access to the game, it's on in my Discord server, so you're welcome to watch on there. But yeah, hopefully we'll have a nice little chat and enjoy some rugby union, see what the Wallabies can do. They've been doing well recently, though, the Wallabies, considering they a lot of the Australians were saying they're not that good anymore. They've done quite well recently. Doing well against South Africa for sure as well. Gideon, it is on the Discord server. So there is a game. I can't put it on the screen because it will get taken down straight away. But it is on the Discord. God, Twickenham looks incredible tonight. I'd like to be able to rub it in on the Aussies though. If England win, that'll be fun. There we go. Yeah, it is a funky gold rose, isn't it? Can you not hiss at him? Yeah, it looks at, well, white and gold, I don't know. We're having the national anthems now. Welcome anyone else that's just joined. We are, well, waiting for the national anthems, I think. Thank you for joining me. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel. If you haven't got access to the game, join the Discord server. It is showing in there, so everyone can watch. Pigs, made me jump. And if you haven't met, this is Astro, who is sorry about the bump. We've got some Aussies. I didn't think we would get any Aussies in this game, but we've got some at 4 AM in the morning. Thanks for joining me, Perry from Adelaide. I think you're going to have to go on the floor, mate. Dave, we got Dave. There we go, we got some Aussies. You'll appreciate what drink I'm drinking today then. This is what's on the menu today. Some James Squire. Reaction review video coming. Cypher, hello buddy. I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here, Cypher. God, that is a deep voice. This is a shame that some of the English are starting to grow mullets. We should keep that in Australia, I think. Perry, sadly, I can't say. I cannot say if our wagon wheels or your wagon wheels are better, my friend. You will have to wait and find out. Video is done and is scheduled.
So here's how they look. Andrew Mertens, it's a strong starting English 15. Yes, it is. Like we said before, mobility, but also no shortage of bulk there. Bevan Rod in its loose head number 1 jersey.
I think we've got a fairly strong team out for England. A decent looking team. Oh, the mullets are just painful. Are there any Aussies that I should be looking out for? Any that stand out to you? Who are the standout Aussie players? Number 7, Michael Hooper. Are you ready?
There's been all England in their recent
Number 7, number 9. Okay, I'll keep my eyes out, see how they are.
has had all the answers on the way through since the Wallabies went down here. England rather went down here in the 2015 Rugby World Cup. England v Australia from Twickenham. Great to have you with us on stand as Smith.
And game on.
Moving at the home of rugby, deep with the kickoff down to
Right, let's get a nice meaty game. Let's get some of the rivalry going.
the 22 looking for the exit now and Slipper distributes a corner across the line. Risky early on from Australia. Now they get it wide for Kellaway. He'll tow it ahead. Finds the turf. Good endeavour early on with their first carry there from Australia. Returned via Stewart's boot. Feel underneath and
I was hoping, I tell you what, I was hoping Joe Marchant would be in the mix here.
Tojo in the middle of it.
He's played so well for Harlequins that I think he deserves a shout. He definitely deserves a shout.
And Gutta finds Bell off the floor. Over well and truly in the rearview mirror in the UK. Full house.
I won't tell you that I had a triple sausage and egg McMuffin earlier then.
In the pocket goes right up the middle. Down to Slade. He turns to Smith. Chips it in behind, looking for touch. Feels there. Scored a hand, so all the Aussie chasers here are onside. Hooper making his way up the
Oh, come on. I don't want a kicking game. Do not want a kicking game. Come on.
right this time. Rushes the kick away. The 50-22 that bounces Kine initially for Johnny May. He loads up and hacks it to touch and good endeavour from both sides inside the first two.
Yes, this is sometimes my problem with Union. It's when it's a kicking game and all they're doing is kicking for territory, and it just ends up going, you know, from one back to another back to another back. It's ping pong basically. You want to see the play get spread. You want attacking play.
Conditions in the southwest of London as Leota goes up, pulls it down. Hooper away for White, looking to ignite Kellaway. Bothered by Laws makes him strongly. Right. By Sinclair. One goes past Gutta over to Icky Tau. Smith low.
I certainly think England should be up for this. I do think England have got a fairly strong squad here. The forwards are beef. The forwards are fairly beefy guys that, you know, players like Sinclair and things, Mario Toje, they should dominate that front line. I don't know how much speed we've got, for example, in the back.
Behind it goes. I've got a penalty here to Australia.
Penalty to Australia.
Scored Australia.
Whoa, that is a moustache. Bloody hell. That is a serious moustache on that lad.
Bit of gamesmanship. Watch Michael Hooper in the 7 jersey. He makes it very obvious. Ziyako paper.
I just don't... My point is, it's not that we don't have speed. It's that I don't know who necessarily they are. And therefore, I don't know if they've got speed or not.
Things that referees are looking for now to try and even up the balance between kicking and opportunities in the air and the chasing a horde of players coming through, especially when it's box kicks. And it's an important opportunity for the Wallabies. Nick White with his first box kick. A lot of kicking in the first period. The Wallabies had a crack from their own line. Found space, but from that it's
They're going to go for a kick to start off with.
Absolute beautiful stadium to kick at. Very rarely any wind, so you've got no excuse actually, but the track is looking sensational. It's an exciting moment. This is no gimme. O'Connor looking to set up an early lead here for the Wallabies. He sends it and looks for it.
Yep, good kick.
Sneak inside that left hand upright. It does right by J.O.T.
3-0 to Australia.
Make it 3-0.
It was almost out of nowhere as well, actually. It was almost out of nowhere, the actual penalty. There's not really any dominance. It's 4 minutes and 45 seconds in. No real dominance from any team yet.
Again, go to that right side. This time a touch shorter, and it's caught there by Arnold. Nice take from Boreal, who really grew into the game last week against Scotland. His first test match since 2019. Coincidentally, that last game was against England in the World Cup.
Good catch. Good catch by England. Go on. Get it to the wing. You've got overload on the wing. Why you... I don't understand. Luckily Australia made a mistake there. But there wasn't any real reason to tap it forwards. You know, you've got enough... I just don't get it, the kicking constantly. When you've got players to overload one side and make ground up.
The line speed from both teams has been significant, and the Law's Underhill curry back broke. England put lots of pressure on the Wallabies at the defensive breakdown. Wallabies line speed at first opportunity, a great sign.
There's a prolific try scorer lurking in the background, Johnny May. So lightning quick. You won't want to be giving him any space.
Well, there you go. Cypher, Johnny May. Lightning quick, they said. So hopefully we'll actually see it. Hopefully the ball will get to him and he will have the space to run. They're playing on. It's a very good turnout at Twickenham as well. Looks like a full house almost. I'm looking and I can't see an empty seat. It's so good to see. It's so good to see a stadium that is at capacity almost. Oh! Yes! Australia opened up like the Red Sea. I'll give you a time check in a second as well. Oh, 7 minutes and 10 seconds I'm at.
Finally, a lovely delayed pass from Stewart into a gaping hole he went. Here's the build-up. Through Underhill and Laws. And the ball comes out. Here's Marcus Smith. And in goes Freddie Stewart. And a little...
Just opened up. I tell you what, Perry, I think you said that spot on. Very, the Australian defence there, very flat-footed. Very flat-footed. No angle on their stance. Off balance. And, you know, when players are flat-footed and don't have a sideways stance, it takes them longer to turn around to chase after a player. And it's just giving the opposition a head start. This is something we teach when I teach football. Yeah, this is something I teach when I do football. You know, if you're a defender, defenders in football are normally slower than the attackers. So you've got to give yourself the head start as a defender. Give them a slight distance, sideways on. It's basic stuff, and that showed some poor defending there. It really did. Hi, Wolfsong. Well, 7-3 England after 9 minutes. England just got a good try. Sliced open some sloppy defending from Australia.
So good pressure from the Wallabies, but no return. See that great interchange between Smith and Farrell again, and the perfect timing, hitting onto it with pace, real pace, Freddie Stewart.
Is it Stewart who scored?
Messy, but there Brinkley. Young's come short side, looks good made.
I think if England win this, a lot of my subscribers are going to be a little bit disappointed.
To find himself across the line, looking to repeat the dose tonight. Give me chase here as Beale gets up and takes it, met immediately by Curry.
To be fair, Perry, I actually really enjoy rugby league and I really enjoy union. But honestly, the difference in rugby league, God, they make some high tackles. They will happily grab people around the neck and it's okay. And you don't get that. You just do not get that in union. So I understand why they call it thugby.
He's been prominent with ball in hand. Kyle Sinclair, a number of carries already. Rob Leota there, good consistency from the refereeing team out there. 1-1 in terms of obstruction for the two teams. Leota with a frame that you probably just can't hide if you're going to start moving around and blocking players running through. Sinclair's run, squeezing in between Rodder and Michael Hooper.
Like Rodder's knee on Sinclair's knee there, and he's going to continue.
Lose the hulking frame of Sinclair. 6 British and Irish Lions. It's match day starting 15 for England. George sets up at the back. The initial counter for the
Wasn't it who was it the other a couple of months ago that was saying they used to play rugby union and they wouldn't dare play rugby league? I can't remember who it was. I've got a feeling it was it was James Bond. What's his name? What have I've forgotten his name now? Who's the current James? Or just finished as James Bond? Can't think. But he basically said, yeah, he used to play rugby union but wouldn't dare play rugby league.
wrestled to the ground by White. He hangs on.
Daniel Craig.
Over the top. And back will go for that initial infringement. Penalty England.
Penalty to England. You're not far off. Don't go for a kick. Go for the try. Come on. Ugh. People, Wolfsong, people that have watched my AFL videos will understand my feelings about AFL and certain things like lack of red and yellow cards. England are going for a kick even though they're not that far out. Do they need to? Surely they can drive for a try here.
A couple of times it threatened to get a bit static for the English, but they managed to get some forward momentum. A really good carry from Bevan Rod off Marcus Smith as well. Good tackle from Hunter Paisami, as we suspected. Of course, there's no point having Manu Tuolangi out there without using him. He's got some beautiful skills, but just that bulk, the crash that he can bring. Getting used early, but
Farrell for the kick.
standing staunch. Farrell throws it over, and it is 10-3.
10-3 to England. Honestly, number 9 He is definitely trying to be a 70s porn star with that moustache. That is on another level.
Put some pressure on here. Take care by Stewart again. And he's met immediately by Hooper. They're looking to blow through here. And it's a big shift in the breakdown. The Wallabies get the penalty.
To be fair, Perry, you can look at most sports in the 70s and they all look like thugs. I think most sports have come a fairly long way since the 70s.
They see air and opportunity off the back of the field. Hooper tackle. They're able to flood in directly behind the ball with players like Rodder and Slipper. Get past the ball. And then Laws comes into the side after that ruckus move, and that is an illegal entry.
Yeah, I think you can put that all down to Michael Hooper, the quality of the chase too.
He wouldn't be far off though, would he? He wouldn't be far off with that bush.
The thick shape of Johnny Hill, sprinting about 30 metres to obstruct there, but he still managed to avoid, get after the ball, get in a pressure.
Michael Hooper,
The onus there,
he doesn't even have a neck, does he? He's an absolute machine.
come to the pressure, and they have.
And he looks so Australian.
Play from Hooper because it's a
I think, yeah, number 7. If you were going to have a, Australian in the dictionary, it's him.
the right bit of Smith and Farrell. You can go long.
O'Connor answers the penalty of Farrell. Wipes 3 off the deficit. It's 10-6 now.
Well, a simple penalty given away. 10-6.
England being really, really dangerous went down the Wallabies end of the field.
Smith again, over towards right.
Wolfsong, that was a while ago. Yeah, that was a while ago. Apparently, it is due to his, is it a criminal record or something along those lines that he's got? And therefore they won't allow him to be an Australian citizen or whatever. Even though he's played for Australia however many times. Surely if you're not an Australian national or citizen, you shouldn't be playing for the national team. Doesn't make much sense. Oh, I've seen, yeah, Dave. I've seen the Honey Badger. I did a video on his on one of his interviews, and he is a funny bloke. Yeah, funny bloke. Yeah, on the Quade Cooper thing, like, that's fine if you don't want it. If you don't want him to be a citizen or a national, him to be Australian, that's fine. But then again, surely he shouldn't be playing in the the Australian national team. It should be straight out. Shouldn't be playing in the Australian national team. Yeah, surely that don't make sense.
Yeah, he felt he had to do it because of the passive tackling and the missed tackling at the moment in the midfield from the Wallabies. Need to make their first up tackles. England are using a 2-man pod of carriers in the middle of the park, which should be easy enough to read for those Wallabies defenders in the midfield. Need to make those tackles count in that arm wrestle in the middle of the field.
Last time around. England now goes straight through the hands
Oh.
of Tuolangi. In its centre and carrying well. Spits out the side.
Australia nicked it back. No, still England ball.
Full arms and really not
Stop hissing at him. Honestly, you will be friends.
first glance seems perhaps a little bit harsh. Really good tackle from Paisami. Hit Redial on Tuolangi, who came steaming in at the same
Stop hissing.
channel. We'll see it here. A little dummy on the inside. Take off the defender and out it goes to Tuolangi.
Oh, honestly, Pixie is still hissing at Astro. After what, nearly a week and a half, 2 weeks, they're still not friends.
At times, there he goes in there. People.
Come on, I want to see tries. I want to see the bursting through tries.
With the eyes open, and it's 13-6. We are going in better than a point a minute.
extraordinary clash between Manu Tuilalangi and Hunter Paisamu. If we see more of Tuilalangi in the midfield.
Oh, accidental, is it? No, they're playing on Australia's ball. About 20 metres out. Gone for a tap and go. Straight to the England player. Straight to the England player. Wasted, probably a wasted opportunity there for Australia.
Low percentage play. Now England will have a chance to clear. Young takes some pressure off and does it himself. The touch it goes, and Australia will get another shot, but
Well, Australia get the ball about 25 metres out.
on that occasion. Still in a good attacking position, the Wallabies, and it's tough sometimes when you don't expect to get the ball like that. Tuilalangi cocked it up.
I didn't, honestly. So I went on holiday in the October half term. Got back, and it's so busy since. It's been manic since we got back. So I have watched very little sports. I've watched the Southampton games, and that is it. I've kept an eye on the London Irish as well. I'm hoping they kept their lead today. I better double check. Let me double check if Irish still managed to win today. Whew. 36-26 London Irish in the end. That's lucky. However, Northampton Saints almost brought it back. Christ. Wow.
Another good result straight away after conceding points, like they did off the last kickoff, relatively quickly back up to score points themselves. This will be important because England has been getting those points every time they're down in Wallabies territory. They've been getting their go forward reasonably, not easily, but simply.
This is an issue. This is an issue, and this keeps happening. As quickly as we score a penalty, they score a penalty. It's literally a game of who's going to score the most penalties.
But the Wallabies, one positive is they're accruing points when they get opportunities.
In you go. 13-9. 4 points in it. 20 minutes and 40 seconds gone.
Expanding on that, you'd have to think England would be very happy with the way they're playing. They look up at the scoreboard, there's only 13.
Guys, if you haven't already, make sure you 2 seconds and click the like button down below, please.
Right, this time round that's been lost by May. Played up by Australia. No, the advantage is going the way of England here. Right, knocks that on. It's overcalled in the end. The right call is made, and Australia called the mark and take it.
I think he even said advantage over for the little left foot hack.
I think he knew what was doing there. Piper quickly corrected as Bill kicks nicely to touch up towards halfway. Johnny May, that pace again, putting pressure on as the ball comes down, and Tom Wright popping man and ball at the same time. George, over the top. Australia get their numbers wrong. Free kick England.
I want to see some wing play. Saying that, I think I say the same thing every time I watch rugby, rugby union especially. I just love to see the ball spread to the wing. It's the best when they score a try like that. But they doesn't seem the style of rugby they want to play, really.
He was adamant, Carl Simper, he wanted a scrum. He wanted to have a genuine crack at Angus Bell on the far loose head side.
22 minutes and 28 seconds gone. Alright, calm down, dogs. Oh. Is this not another problem of rugby union, though? The fact that scrums take so long, and then they fail, and the ball goes to the other team. So I question sometimes, what is the point of having scrums? The amount of times they collapse. Relax. No. Oh, it just seems the amount of times the ball is wasted or the game is slowed down because of a scrum. And I suppose this is the difference with League, isn't it? League is a hell of a lot quicker. Go on, one more. One more. Oh, it was just slightly too far ahead of him. Slightly too far ahead of him. He's too far ahead of the guy. He just lost his momentum. Serves him right for that dreadful mullet, to be fair. That is horrendous. Sorry about any racket. The dogs are eating. They've gone for a quick... Oh, Sinclair is having none of that. They went for a quick one. And then Sinclair's like, come at me, bro. Oh. 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 Woo, woo. That was a meaty challenge, a real meaty challenge. Bosh. Oh. The problem is, I think the Aussie guy went straight into his shoulder. Oh, headbutted straight into Smith's shoulder. Ouch. I think England are winning this, TG. I think England have got this. I don't think Australia have enough. Yeah, stick your elbow in his hip. That'll make him feel better. Good job, physio. probably doesn't. Well, he might do. Right, let's see if this scrum actually stays up, or if it goes down instantly. No, it's still up. No, it actually stayed up. A scrum that worked. See, Australia have just given the ball away. England play it back. They give it straight back to Australia. Look. Is he going to kick it? Yep. They're not even getting territory. That's the stupid thing. Caught him while he was still in the air. He certainly caught him while he's in the air. Oh, I don't know. It was still certainly out of control, wasn't it? Though. I think surely that's the main thing. It was out of control the way he went into him. He knew he wasn't getting the ball. Come on, keep it going. Whoa! Go on, lad. He has not got the speed. When a forward gets it, he has not got the speed. Surely we haven't given the ball away. If only it was one of those wingers that got the ball, or a fullback. God. He has absolutely no speed. It's so funny.
What about the left foot step? He thought he was going to go all the way off the left foot, and Tom Wright comes from nowhere, makes a tackle with Curtly Beale that needs to be made. Look at this. Tom Wright's shoulder contact with Jamie George.
So there you go. Let's have a look what they're seeing on the screen then. It's gone to VAR. TMO. What are they looking at? Ooh. Is it high? He hasn't. Number 11 for Australia certainly hasn't looked to go down into the tackle, has he? If anything, he's gone up. See, I think it's possibly... I don't think it would be a red. I don't think it's a red. There's not a lot of force in it. So obviously the referee is now looking for mitigating factors. He hasn't charged in. From some angles it looks like he's gone up to it. I would probably say yellow. Yeah, I would yeah, sorry. Ignore me. Yeah, I would probably say yellow. Yeah, I think that's probably fair. I think that's probably fair. This makes me laugh. He's shaking his head. He's shaking his head almost like the referee's got it wrong. but they've just looked at it on the screen multiple times. Shaking your head as you walk off seems a bit silly.
One of them said, I don't think there was a high level of danger. And
I think the ref's got it right.
they will say, oh, that's kind of
Yeah.
relevant. It's not. He's got a split second as Farrell adds the 3 points. He's got a split second to make that call. He's a player that's getting tackled and landing into him. He's more protecting himself, really.
I think my commentators is Australian, but I think the commentator's right in the fact that he's saying actually, I don't think he's protecting himself, but it's very difficult in that standing position to go low. So I think fair shout from the referee, a good yellow card. That'll take us up to half time, I think, roughly. England have got to make the most of it. Got to make the most of it. One man down.
Right, with conceding just the 3. Hill takes it. They are down a man, though.
I didn't, Wolfsong. If you want to link it to me, please do. Please do, my friend.
Throws it up in behind. It's shallow and then bobbled by England. Great work in the end. The hands there from May to tap it back for England. In traffic, Young doubles it up. Feel under pressure here. There's George.
Come on, make the most of that one less player.
Away for Bell.
Ooh!
Picked away by Tozer.
Toje nicked that ball off him.
As play on as
England have got a free ball here.
Slade across the line. Farrell will go to the boot. He punches it low. White's not
Go on,
there.
lads.
He's off the pass in England.
Oh, England still got it. We've got it back.
He's there. Hooper over the top.
They all sort of seem to run straight past the ball then.
Underhill. Sinkler. They want it out wide.
They're driving forwards. They might even go for a try here.
Capitalised on the absence of Tom Ross.
Come on. Overload.
Settles it inside.
Overload on that wing.
And from Ross.
Go down the left.
Young. Young's probing. Smith having a look.
Get it out to the left. Get it out to the left.
If they're disciplined here, Slipper. He comes through and gets a good shot on Sinkler.
Don't give the ball away now. Nothing silly.
Ball over for Curry White. Gets him, but it's a high tackle.
That was definitely high.
Sinkler. Tiny handling from Tom Sinkler. To his prop partner.
Oh, come. Oh. England got let off there. I think they got let off there. Giving the ball away.
Right pulled out. Good enterprise from the English, particularly over this near side of the field where they kept the ball alive. This is the leg white tackle. Tough one.
See, that neck tackle actually didn't look that bad. Didn't look that bad. Yeah, he knows he's a bit stressed, doesn't he? He knows he's a bit stressed, just giving a little rub. Right, come on. They got the one player advantage. They are on the try line. Come on, let's get a try from this. 33 minutes gone. Oh, Toje being lifted as well. Wow, he's a giant. Did he block him? Did he block him? Certainly looked like it.
Shows how effective the Wallabies were defending that. Driving more. English back.
See, I think he's conning. The Australian player. They tried getting a try. They tried scoring a try. The ref is not having it. See, that one, it just looked, yes, he's turning away, but he's doing that turning away, but also sneakily getting in his way. But yeah, let's try again. Same situation again. Let's try again. 5 yards out, 5 meters out, whatever you want to use. Phil, England have got to win this, surely. The Australians are pushing stronger here. George. Oh! He was going down for the try. What a steal from the Aussies. What a steal. He was ready. He was there. He was a foot away. Oh, look at that. The mustache strikes. Fantastic. Hooper. Michael Hooper. Hi, Dieter. The games are getting better. The game is getting better. I think it started off quite slow. Yeah, the game did start quite slow. But I think England are starting to edge it. They are, the last, say, 5 minutes, they've been camped outside Australia's try line. Australia down to 14 men as well. So they've got that advantage. Whether or not they can actually get a try before half-time with the man advantage, we'll see. I'm sure Dombrandt is... I'm sure he's on the bench. When I looked earlier. Let me check again. Friendly International. Yeah, Dombrandt's on the... He's on the bench. Dombrandt has been playing really, really well, I think, as well. Yeah, fair play to Hooper for that one. That was a brilliant steal. They try and give themselves a little bit of a ease off. Whoa! A little bit of pressure off the Aussies need. They need to ride out the rest of this last 5 minutes. England are going to try and put the pressure on now. Dombrandt has played well for the Quins. I think he's played well for the games that I've watched anyway. You might need a wee. I think you're probably right, Dieter. Does look a little bit old school. Time check, 37:10. Penalty to Australia.
How long to go?
3 minutes of the first half, and then another 40 minutes of the second half.
Absolutely crucial moment. There's 2.5 to go till half time. Down a minute.
If you're hungry, have your cherry ripe.
An arm wrestle part of the field where a
I'm
penalty
saving that for a special occasion.
Okay.
Jamie Good, I just don't think he's right with that knee move. Gets punished here for sailing out when the heat comes on.
And the contrasting reactions after this moment, the elation from the Wallabies on court, but the utter disbelief from the English. They just did not consider that was a possibility.
Yeah, it definitely feels like England haven't actually punished Australia for being one man down, which is a shame. There.
Australia will look to the pole. I reckon Jacko Papers ended up 25 metres from where the line out was thrown, and he's marched them back so far. But coming up inside the head. Nice to see Paisani with a carry. He's done plenty of defending tonight. Midfield mate Nick getting some attention.
I sometimes question, same with football. A player goes down injured or hurt. A physio comes on. What does the physio say to the player? Like, what is the physio going to do to help that player? Because at the end of the day, they'll probably be fine. They'll get up and carry on. He's going for a kick. He's going to try and make it 16-12 before the half-time break.
Some of the moments, the light saving of the try, that scrum penalties he talked about, that have led up to this opportunity for James O'Connor to make it 16.
Let's be honest, in football, the physios only go and say run it off, don't they? That's the standard saying. Just run it off, you'll be fine. 39-43. He's ready to kick. And in you go. Straight down the middle. 16-12 to England. Wow. They've kicked out. Half time. Half time. In England 16. Australia 12. Let's turn this sound down a little bit. So, half time, what are your thoughts of the game, guys? What are you making of it? If you're Australian, how do you think Australia are performing? If you're English, how do you think the English are performing? Let me know your thoughts. It's a shame. It is a shame that England didn't make the most of the 10 men 10 men. I'm thinking of football. The extra play advantage they had. Yeah, it's a real shame. Yeah, I certainly think it was that period where the Aussie got sin-binned that England really just camped outside the try line, but. I think that's the only real sort of territorial possession that England have really had. I don't think there's been a lot of attack. Yeah, there's been a fair bit of kicking going on. And actually, it's been the Australian defence that has been cut open a couple of times now. One with the try that we're just seeing, and the second one with not so fast player. So this is certainly, yeah, I think this may be harsh saying it, but I think Australia are probably the luckier, or maybe even the happier to only be a few points behind, 4 points behind. Should England be further ahead? Quite possibly. Yeah, so What have people been up to this weekend? Let me know. I finally reached the 10,000 subscribers mark, which is pretty good. If you're Australian, tomorrow's video, or / today's video, Sunday's video, will be a Marmite versus Vegemite video. Yeah, my taste buds are still affected. So make sure you're ready to tune in for that. And if you want a laugh, you will laugh at my pain and misery. No spoilers, obviously. Yeah, I was happy about that. It's been a slow couple of months, I think. So yeah. Dave, I went scuba diving this morning. Christ. You went scuba diving. Oh, that sounds good. It does sound good. Now imagine doing that in our weather, because it's bloody cold here now. Marmite is disgusting. I'm watching this game on Stan Sport. I think it's Stan Sport. Hang on. Yeah. I'm watching this on Stan Sport. I assume that's an Australian sports channel. I know you've got KO and you've got Seven and whatnot, but I've not heard of Stan Sport. It's by channel. It's not a channel I've heard of, but I'm watching it on there. It's actually fairly good commentary as well. Quite often, and I think you get this. I think you quite often get this with English commentators and English pundits. Very biased when they're commentating, but actually, I would say that the commentary from an Australian broadcast and commentators and pundits has been actually fairly unbiased, which is pretty nice to hear. Mason, I'm hoping you can assume by my accent, and therefore who I'm supporting. Give some attention. Good boy. Good boy. It's an interesting point for you, especially if you're English, because you'll know this. Now, if you watch football, which I do, as I'm mainly a football person, if you've been watching my channel, obviously you'll know. Now, obviously, every Saturday and Sunday you have Match of the Day, where, you know, Gary Lineker and Alan Shearer and whatnot watch the games and commentate about them. It's almost pointless now, because actually I end up just watching the highlights. Sky Sports and BT Sports do the highlights on YouTube. You don't have any of the pundits or anything. It's straight to the point. Those sort of programs, the sort of highlight shows, are almost not needed anymore. I don't know if anyone else thinks the same. I've not, Rhino. To be fair, I've really not watched much sports recently. Over the last probably month, I've watched very little sports. Considering all the months before, I watched so much. I think work and life has got a little bit busy recently, so it's made it a bit tougher to watch. But yeah. The subscription services such as Sky and BT and things, surely it's a failing model. The viewership must be down. They're, especially when you've got multiple. You've got now sports. You've got sports now, for example, in the UK, BT, Sky, and Amazon. Now you're not going to pay. Surely you're not going to pay for all of them just to watch sports. So surely it's a failing model. Wouldn't it be so good, for example, if, I don't know, football, rugby, whatnot, was on domestic channels, BBC, ITV, Channel 4 or Channel 5, whatever. The viewership would rocket up. Really would rocket up. It's this is the issue. But it's no different over here, Dave. It's no different over here in that, like I just said, Sky Sports, BT, Amazon, you have to pay to watch it. There are very few games that are on normal telly. I think the only real games are the FA Cup. You get the FA Cup on BBC. Champions League final, I think. People, well, you would hope people aren't going to spend on all the different subscription services. See, yeah, that's good. I think it's good that NRL and AFL is on free to air TV. Um, yeah, that's really good because it means people can watch. That's what you want with sports. You want people to watch. But with things like the Premier League, they want the money. They want the money, and therefore they're not going to put it on domestic TV. They are going to put it on satellite TV, Sky or whatever you call it, because it's all about money. And if it ever went to free to air TV, there would not be the same money going to the clubs, and therefore they wouldn't allow it. Perry, Rob, you need to, hang on. I'm not sure if this makes sense, Rob. Rob, you need to call the Hoof GP. Let him know whatever farm he's at, they could be missing a couple of their bulls. They. I got you. I think I got you anyway. Did Ireland beat New Zealand? Wow, that's a big win for. They're just showing some of the highlights. That is a big win for Ireland. The All Blacks clearly are not almighty. Well, you can see by the Irish reaction that they are very happy. Yeah, talking, you say about, big guys in white. They've got very much a mix, it seems, in that line, in that front line. They've got players like Itoje, who isn't necessarily big, but he's tall and built like a brick house. Then you've got the others like Sinclair, who is just a meat. He's a meat machine, let's be honest. Close, yeah. Whoa, they're just showing the end of the the Wales South Africa game, and that was clearly a close one. 18-20 to South Africa. Wow, that was a close game. Yeah, Dieter, that's... I don't know. Is it a good thing that maybe you only have to pay for one subscription? Or is it a bad thing that because they've got the only subscription service, they charge more? That seems to be the line that you're going along, Dieter, that the price is really high because there's no other competition. You know, there's no reason for them to charge less. That's an interesting point. Players are on their way back out. Hey, more for you, Troy. Troy's here. Yeah, we've got a couple of Aussies in here, and they've been up. But yeah, it is early. Right, game on. Second half about to start. Let's get the old volume back up. Hopefully the sound's okay for everyone. I said if you haven't already, I really would appreciate it if you hit the like button. Tell YouTube that you are enjoying my stream. That would be very much appreciated. Game on. Come on, let's start strong here, England. Australia aren't really doing anything to even attempt to get through the defensive line of England. I think England get one more try, and I think it's game over. Bold statement, I know. But I think England get one more try, and it will be a case of just getting the odd penalty, keeping them at bay. I don't think Australia have shown enough of a threat, try-wise. Whether or not that's different in this half, who knows? Perry. No. It's just no Perry.
Sloppy, and it comes down to that fact, as you said before, Morgan, they're sending up pods or mini pods of two players, and you know, Australia will have identified that and said at half time, you know, we've got to make that obvious to the referee. We don't have to engage. As soon as there's contact there,
this is my point here. Look, Australia are trying to win simply on penalty kicks. A nice, exciting game for the Australians, eh?
To left on them, coming out of a tee particularly nicely for the Wallabies. He's just to the right of the sticks, and he repeats the dose.
Dave, the video has already been done. The video has been done. It's ready, well, almost ready to go up tomorrow. I don't have avocados. Bad for climate change and all that. Shipping, you know, not time of the year. Plus avocados aren't that great. I don't do butter, so it's literally Marmite / Vegemite on toast. thinly spread.
The back throw kind of risky here for Australia. It's gone backwards. England pile in. Can't force the turnover, and White might need to mop up here. Skips out and releases a huge kick to touch. He's in them well tonight, Nick White.
I don't eat butter, Dave, so that's a no-go straight away. Come on, England. 16-15 to England. Australia are relying on penalty kicks.
Go to the front. Easy win there for Leota. Mixing the play out well with the line out, Australia. That part of their game has been excellent tonight. Certainly held their own.
Come on, use it, Australia.
Penalty apiece on that front. White. May. Up.
Oh, go on, Marrow.
Kellaway sends it back though to Itoje, who was just
Luckily, the Australia gave the ball back to England.
Immensely experienced Ben Youngs in a bit of a bonus position there. Itoje is just one of those players. He's a pest, and I mean that in a complimentary way. He is absolutely everywhere, and the ball tends to bounce for him as it did on that occasion.
Blood. God, that guy's ears. Honestly. Oh, the ears on some of the players. The cauliflower ears are just not pleasant, are they? They're really not pleasant.
Well, it's been Australia next week, the final Wallabies game of 2021 across in Wales. Wales set to take on Fiji.
He might need a loo again, Charlie.
Tune up that game against Wallabies as Eddie Jones and English bench watch on. See a couple more changes. Down by Arnold.
Go on, England won it back. They won it from the touch.
From Australia, really clever. They'll head back to their goal line and they'll get out of trouble now with the dropout. Another try saver. And a huge surge. Just the ball bobbling around there from the Wallabies Hill.
I think Australia again a little bit lucky, if I'm honest. Again, a little bit lucky. Oh, the ball just literally slipped out of his hands. Come on, England. Well, surely we've got this. Oh. Australia are trying to hold their ground here. They are doing their best to hold their ground. High tackle.
We're playing penalty advantage here for
TMO is certainly having words.
look infield. The call came from the TMO.
Yeah, TMO has certainly raised that point.
Tempo here, England. Stewart for Itoje. Using his feet well.
They're squeezing through. England are squeezing through, making up ground.
There's room in behind. He switches up.
Oh, Smith almost.
For Underhill.
Oh, 3 metres out. Get out of the way, ref.
Valentini, a huge tackle.
So it's still advantage to England, I think.
Hooper called out.
Advantage England.
Somehow hanging on. I think the call's there against the other. Smith puts it in behind right centre, tidy up. And the call here, I think,
Have we still got the advantage? We're going for a TMO.
there's a couple to check. The first one was a glancing blow. Valentini came in.
There was certainly what looked like a high tackle.
Bolton Bell in the frame.
Correct. So we have a penalty-only advantage for a seatbelt tackle originally, and then we have a tip tackle, which comes from number 1 gold.
Let's check out the dump tackle. He hasn't even got the ball. Literally, there's a different phase of play, and number 1 is dumping Itoje. I'd stick him on the old sin bin. Another yellow card for the Aussies. That's incoming. Go sit in the bin, buddy. It's so funny that they argue, even though the referee has just looked at the footage.
The game. Just 14 on the field, and this one will hurt, losing a prop.
You say nothing's happened, Perry, but surely you should only be tackling a player if they have the ball.
Get low, get under, and particularly a big man like Courtney Lord, who's got low, he's driven upwards, and one of the other concepts is defence has finished the tackle off, and he's done that, but unfortunately it's come at a cost because he's already got Courtney Laws in a weak position, and he's tipped him down towards the ground, so, you know, there are no arguments there.
There were inaccuracies, of course, of those high tackles from the Wallabies.
Farrell's going for a kick.
Defensive effort.
He wants to make it 19-15.
Ball playing at the game on Young. Starting to take control of things around the ruck. That look dangerous.
Momentum. Momentum doesn't force you to lift someone up in the air, surely. He more or less did let him go mid-air. Hence why it was a dump tackle. In you go.
Easy as.
19-15 England.
Turns that margin tonight. Locked at it. Almost the entire game. Tough gig there, sitting watching your mates under pressure. Knowing you've added a little bit of pressure there, Angus Bell, it'd be champion to get back out there again. If you
Yeah, I think you're right there, Perry. You know, the fact that you've got possession.
take from Hill.
I don't know. If we can win possession here and make it up the ground, there's no need for us to kick the ball up now. England have got the ball. There's no need for them to kick.
Runs as well.
Spread it out. Use the man advantage that you've got. No, we'll kick it.
Nice pressure there from Arnold. Beale.
And it's straight back to the Aussies.
Touchline. Can't do anything about it. Unable to get to ground, and he's into touch. There's a point. If it's
Well, maybe it's got kept. The England have kept it.
excellent kick, excellent chase from that man, Johnny May. Waited till Beale.
Maybe that one actually worked. We've actually gained the territory on that one. Oh, let's get some tactics going.
Cole Sinclair and reassuring words from England tight head. Comes in and tries to settle Jamie Lumiere.
Good. Good take.
Australia's sack it, but have done so illegally late.
I want to see Courtney Laws using his strength and his tackling ability here as well.
Penalty England. Well, the positive out of that, Morgan, is they're calling Australia gold at least after a few references to orange in the first half.
We're an inch off an official complaint, but just a lack of real discipline. Defensive to more.
Nice. Very good, England. Right. Come on.
I'm almost cheering.
We got to make the most of the 10 the one man down.
He coached the former hooker himself. He's tough, but no more tough than he is on
You're
the
right.
field.
You've got that man advantage. Use those wings. You know, use those wings. You've got the extra man to play. You should be overloading the wings. Oh,
Hooper's there for Australia. The Wallaby skipper comes away with it. Touch isolated here. England looking for the penalty. That's unlucky for Australia.
oh no.
Unlucky.
Have we got some biased referee calls going on here, Dave? Dave and Perry are livid.
Well, he's just too quick, Morgan, isn't he? He's too good. Unbelievable that he still has the odd detractor in Australia. He's pounced on that ball. He's ripped off upfield, hoping that his cavalry will be behind him. And they just weren't quite there quick enough. He's fantastic, Michael Hooper, but also good presence of mind from the English.
What nationality is the referee? Is he French? Is he the French referee? I'm not sure.
We're starting to get involved a bit. The 82,000 voices are
I'm gonna have a gander.
sneaking in the side to block.
No, the referee is South African. Just remember, everyone hates the English, so there can't be any bias, can there? Can't be any bias, because they all hate the English.
Sure, there the Wallabies have conceded twice as many penalties as the English. Probably just a function of the English going forward.
Right.
But still, 4 points they're battling hard to get.
Going to try and make it 22-15.
I've still got to be wondering, what are we got to do to break through this plucky Wallabies defence?
They haven't even tried getting through the Wallabies' defence. What are you on about?
Their recent record against the Wallabies.
They've had about 3 attempts at getting past the Wallabies' defence.
Going back to
This is showing they don't want to get past the Wallabies' defence.
under Eddie Jones for the first time.
Oh, everyone hates the Yanks. If everyone hates the English, then everyone hates the Yanks.
Pulling it too far. Wide left. 19-15 it stays. Uncharacteristicness for a man who knows this ground so well. That was a lay down really for Owen Farrell, so he'll be annoyed at himself there. But next task it is. The Wallabies dodge one.
Wolfsong, my point was that because everyone hates the English, the referee can't be biased.
Second test, it's a lovely
Go on.
away for Tuolangi, back for
He's got. This seems to be an issue at the moment. The England players that are breaking through the Wallabies line are the forwards, and they are not quick.
Dummy goes himself by Sami into the backfield.
Take him down. Take him down. It is the wrong players that are getting through the Wallabies line.
Football here for Australia. Ikitau has been starved of touches tonight. Has it ripped away by Lanier. Yanked out. Hooper told he can
Oh,
play it.
God.
Does so. Up here for
Up and over.
puts it in behind.
Smith's got it. Smith's got it.
The mark. Oh, it is chaotic play. You can't take your eyes off. Here's a look again at Dombrand for Tuolangi. Back
To be fair, though, to be fair, Perry, most of your grandparents are from England, right?
steps straight in. Counter-ruck from Callaway. Got his mates in behind. That's what turned over the ball, and from there, things really escalated, Morgan. Paisami through the middle. No one could stop him, and he gets out. Oh, there was everything. Ball strip, which looked like a knock on. Hooper saying, "Can I go?" Look at Paisami straightening through the middle, staying on his feet. Too good for Tuolangi. They've been chasing each other around the field.
I suppose at least it's the first sign of an Australian attack. But it was mainly through English slip-ups.
It really did such a good period of play there, end to end. That man's been a warrior once again. And it's a big blow. Michael Hooper trudging off. You just don't see it. You just don't see Michael Hooper coming from the field ever. This guy's got some pace though when the game opens up. If it does, like it did in the last 2 minutes, he will really come into things. Pete Samu. You've got to be up to the shoulder. You protect the ball there. It just doesn't say.
The only question though, Perry, is did the grandparents pay for their trip to Australia, or was it a free trip? Little joke.
Responsibility on the back now of Leota Valentini and Pete Samu fresh onto the field to carry the workload of their absent skipper.
Somebody's got to get into that Fetcher role, don't they? Put the pressure.
You got to laugh about these things. You got to laugh about these things.
All of them are big bodies, all of them are carriers or rangers wide.
Oh, Australia giving it away.
Don Grant has made an impression since coming on. Youngs. Smith for Lemire. Rod gets it away for Smith. Both teams
Oh.
really dialing it up now. Smith to touch. Australia's scrambling so well in defence. Really good play from the English several times now in this match, but certainly in the second half. Keeping the ball alive, showing the skill, showing the awareness. It's not necessarily been a skill that we've associated with the English game over the years or a strength.
Confirm it's off the
Just
head.
the timing of the pass. Here it is here, Marcus Smith. Time, just this last pass here from Slade trying to flick it on quickly to two.
A bit sloppy, a bit of a sloppy one.
Off the head into Smith's hands, and then he was to touch. Australia through O'Connor. Valentini takes two with.
It's a close game. Anything could happen. Anything could happen here. That's right. That's right, Perry. I don't mind.
Slipping it back. This is Arnold.
You can call me whatever you like.
Curry in there making a complete pest of himself. The England number 8. So good over the ball. Slipper settles one. In tight to the ruck, and Connor needs to sink in there, and Secure does so now.
But Perry, the funny thing is, I've said this before, but England and Australia are sort of
Can't hang on.
brothers and sisters, whereas the Yanks are sort of the cousins, the weird cousins that no one really likes.
Occasions tonight. Youngs up for Laws. Feet to get past Valentini. Then goes again by.
Isn't it a prisoner of masters or something like that?
Get the penalty. Just shy of the 22.
Courtney Laws tackled here and then advances himself. Ruling that tackle is completed there, Mertz. Not sure he did have a hand on him, but he was on the ground.
Yaku, we need to take a look at this, please.
Oh, come on. And here's the Twickenham Raw. Come on.
So let's just say I was. Now, bearing in mind I'm watching on Stan Sports, and I said about how unbiased the commentators are being, and they've been fairly straight down the line. Now that it's gone to TMO,
Shouldn't be played at the stadium because immediately
now that it's gone to TMO,
psychological pressure.
the commentators are not happy now, saying, "Come on, sure." Doesn't look like there's anything in that.
And not a problem with that if it's the broadcast, but at the ground, this is putting direct pressure and skewed pressure on referees in a situation like this. I'm not saying it's not a high tackle because it is, but I'll give it context for you, Mertz. Last week, in the lead up to Al Nalatoa's yellow card, exact same tackle is made on the ball carrier, nothing. 0
The Aussie commentators are not happy with the TMO.
For England after Australia had them under the pump. That's a lovely touch finder. Is it Callaway? Genius. Snaps it back for Beale. He goes long and into the 22.
Thanks, Diamond. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. We got there in the end. Next targets. The next subscriber target is. Do I go 50 or 100 as the next target? I'm not sure. But I've also got the vlog channel as well now that we started a few weeks ago. So that's another bit of extra content, which is more about my life. So if any of you haven't already, linked in the description below, feel free to watch our vlog channel.
Tom Wright, but he should have. I think as soon as O'Connor started coming back, it was obvious he was going to try and take that inner defender on the outside and leave it as a 2-on-1. Opportunity lost.
It's certainly a little bit closer in this half. This last 10 minutes, England have had that man advantage and they have not made the most of it at all, have they? They really haven't. They've not made the most of having an extra player. I think this last 10 minutes has been pretty poor by England. And it's down. Looks like Sinclair and Courtney Law. No, Sinclair and Courtney Laws are having a few words. Whether or not Laws is telling him just to calm down. Penalty to the Wallabies. It's just another penalty to the Wallabies. It's just another example of a scrum doing nothing and collapsing, basically. How often does that happen? It's collapsed and spun. What is the point of having scrums? They very rarely do anything.
Stand tall with him off the field as well. Difference by 4. They've done well in both those periods, Australia, to limit the score.
60 minutes, 61 minute, 19-15 to England. Australia are having they're having a touch line out. That was, for starters, when he threw the ball, he stepped on the pitch before he threw. I assume that's a foul. Yeah, it's got sloppy in the last 10-15. It really has. There's not been a lot. No real string of passes. Play being stolen and given away. Sloppy passes as well.
Darting run there from right. Look at the Toje in there looking to slow it down. Isami up for Beale. Grabbed at it. Couldn't hang on. Penalty England.
Penalty to England.
And ultimately reward for the decision to go to the air. England have advanced 35 metres.
Where's the penalty here?
Had to get right up for that ball, Courtney Beale, and he was trying to go at pace because there was an opportunity on the outside. But what we
Where's
saw
the penalty?
for Marcus Smith was the result of those obstruction penalties earlier. No player wanted to risk getting penalised, and so there was an obstruction. There weren't body clashes. There was a clean contest in the air.
Was that a penalty for obstruction?
some players he's facing up against now for Saracens on the double in 17-18.
Oh, is it? I'm sure they said penalty.
European Will Skelton found his elite performances on fields like this one, Twickenham. Another industrious day at the office for Rory Arnold.
He's had a good day, Rory Arnold. We're about to see if the view from, as we look at John Eales himself, no slouch as a lock, was he? But we're about to see if this Australian bench is as strong as we think. Some names perhaps not recognisable in internationals from the English. We'll soon see.
Slightly different model of lock John Eales. A couple of people down was Bill Kearns, Hamish McLennan.
Come on, get on with it.
Right, Eaton all over there.
How long does it take to get a scrum together?
World Cup 2027
Crazy.
for Australia. Conversations are progressing well with World Rugby, of course, but plenty of work to do from one of the, those guys with the big names. Anthony French of Rugby Australia doing all the legwork as well over there.
Fingers crossed they can bring home some good news and to escalate those chats around the 2027 World Cup potentially being in Australia. The Wallabies here, now they give away the penalty. England will play this and go to the short side. They've got the advantage. It's free spin time for England.
Yeah, 63 minutes gone.
Man over for Stewart.
Oh.
Right. Tackled in the air by Stewart.
He may get let off because he stopped, held him and controlled it rather than just wiping the player out there.
And bring him down safely. Foul play might have superseded the previous penalty, Morgan.
Interesting communication around first penalty. Didn't know that if there was already a penalty, it didn't matter if there was foul play afterwards, but Wallabies have brought Will Skelton on. Interesting to see when we see Tolu Latu. The great scrum doctor Drew Mitchell tells me he's the best scrummaging hooker in the Wallaby squad at the moment. But also, you talked about on-ball pressure, Mertz. He is a player that can be at the ball in the absence of Michael Hooper.
Going for the kick again.
If you want to line on how far this Wallabies team
I suppose, as I said, if they get the 2 points here, it is then 7 points clear.
getting a pretty good glimpse at
A
it.
try and a conversion from Australia to match it.
This game up at Twickenham, down by 4. We've got 15
I just don't think there's not enough energy in this. Yeah, there's not enough energy.
Farrell missed his last shot. He's away left. This is a more generous angle though for the England captain, and he's
In you
made
go.
no mistake.
22-15 England.
The diff now.
With 15 minutes left.
Placements from both sides as Tolu Latu comes on now for Whainga. We also saw Sam Underhill going off after a big shift for England, replaced by Don Brandt, who previously come on, made a bit of an impressive cameo. Curry.
Oh!
And he's Latu. No arms in the tackle.
He might need new kneecaps.
Oh, lucky to get away with one there. Latu with his first defensive involvement. Wallabies will be hoping the TMO doesn't take another look at that as play continues.
It looked quite painful. Looked quite painful, that one.
Looking to touch and finding the clearing kick from Youngs. Latu. As you grimacing, Morgan Turinelli. Australia go quickly. They've gone on the quick shift to Valentini. Valentini will take it on himself. He's looking to get it to that short side. O'Connor in field for Ryder.
I don't know what everyone else thinks, but I think this is gone for Australia now. I haven't seen anything really. They've not had any real threat in front of the English try line. And I'm certainly not seeing it coming.
Thundered at every turn, the Wallabies. England have charged at them all evening, but somehow they're still in this one. They've been brave and inaccurate.
They really have been, and just some crucial crucial moments where they've turned it on in areas we may not have thought they would have been able to stand up the English so well. The scrum, the line out maul a couple of times, scrambling defence. England again, there's the quick line out from Curtly Beale out to his mate. Every now and then, the Wallabies also threaten to cut loose. It may only take one moment. They haven't had as many.
It is. You're very true. Very true. As I said, that it's 7 points behind. That is a try and a conversion. So it only takes one moment. Very true.
Izzy Peresi, looking forward to his contribution. Love to see him a bit more time on
But
Test rugby. But if anyone can go forward with the ball in hand,
I think my opinions are certainly right. I don't think Australia have shown anything yet to show that they may score a try.
off the bench in Scotland.
For those that
It doesn't even look like they've tried to score a try. That's the problem.
interesting element he brings to any team, so dangerous with ball in hand. He's going to get better and better, as you mentioned, Merce, the more time he spends on the field in Wallaby gold.
Get out.
England keep it tight, and now they juice the penalty. It spits out the back.
What is the point of these scrums? What is the point? They're dreadful.
Trading penalties at the moment. These forward packs. Sinclair's back on point. He had that little lapse.
There hasn't been many times where the ball has come out cleanly from the scrum.
An English juggernaut, maybe back to what we expected. Hill pretty excited as well.
What is interesting, the vagaries of scrums penalties. Sinclair's knee went to ground once again on the tight end side, but obviously dominance, the England scrum end rewarded.
Perception is everything, I think, isn't it? The subtle art of scrummaging.
Comes with 82,000 people behind you as well. And here he comes, big Ollie Hoskins, as Slipper comes off.
He's a big boy.
Dream comes true.
Hoskins is a big boy.
Has been doing his thing with London Irish, was only called into the squad last Sunday night. His family made a dash, his father rather made a dash over from Kuala Lumpur. Dad Nick scrambled to flight over. Mum was already in the UK. They're at Twickenham, watching on as Ollie gets a chance at the home of rugby. Farrell looks
Here we go.
over to the
Farrell's
right.
coming off.
Mullins comes on. Former Western Force prop, Ollie Hoskins. So Farrell gone. Let's see how that.
Maybe we'll actually start going for tries now that Farrell's gone. With 12 minutes left.
Everywhere again tonight. Sicky's arm through contact. He's playing that on the ground. It was dropped and then picked up again. Now Australia come through. Playing it again. That'll be a penalty, Australia. It took Piper 3 goes, but he got it right in the
Hopefully I see something good from him then. A good win from Irish today as well. Big scoreline. They got their bonus point today in the first half as well, which was good. Shame, annoyingly, I don't think it was on TV, so I couldn't watch it.
Perception in England's attack and some inaccuracy around targeting, but the work rate and effort in defence.
To be fair, Dave, you could almost say it's very un-British, because watching the British and Irish Lions recently, none of them seemed to want to go for tries either. That was some boring games, the Lions tour.
He played Aussie 20s, I think 2012 and 13, and this is his 5th season in the English Premiership. Wouldn't dream of wearing this jersey on this occasion, on this day.
What a performance by him and his mates with all the disruption around team personnel that we've seen in the Wallabies last couple of weeks. This has been a fantastic performance.
No, there was going to be issues with all the changes, and that's exactly what's happened there with Australia's line.
England have got the ball.
On that occasion, Latu couldn't connect.
They won it from the Australian line out.
Pressure at the front as well from England to steal that one away. Youngs wants to keep this in the field of play. Beale has Parisi, doesn't use him. He's the first up tackle for Curry, swarming in and kicking it away. Loose on the ground from
Referee's collided again. Don't start buffering.
Telegraphed a bit. Johnny Hill, all that
Oh, I've just switched. I've switched to S Rugby for a little less Aussie commentary.
There goes Curtly Beale. Oh, and then there's an England foot.
I can't do that. It's slightly behind. Why is... I'm sure always the South African commentary is always behind.
That time from Stewart. Here's Nick White. Will Skelton carries it up into his old mate from Saracens, Maro Itoje. We are inside the last 10 minutes of the match. England have been really tested here.
I may be a little bit further behind. I've just switched to the South African stream because the Australian one seems to have gone down. So my time check is 70 minutes and 30 seconds.
Rod getting knocked back. Long wait there for Beale again.
Obstructive. Gold. 9 gold obstruction.
Nick White penalised for obstructing. It's going to be a penalty, and who knows?
This is not going Australia's way, is it? Where's the obstruction? To be fair, he does. He does it subtly. He did do it subtly. He did do it subtly, but he definitely just walked in front of him. In some sense, the Australia. Yeah, he does. Yeah, serves him right. To some extent, Australia are giving England the easy penalty kicks. You know, they've only got themselves to blame. That's not the first. That's not the first obstruction, is it?
The debutants on the pitch. Rapid work of Sal replaces Ben Youngs. Also on, Trevor Davison. He will replace Bevan Rod. And also there, Will Stewart. So 2 alterations being made in the front row.
Come on. Are they taking the penalty kick?
The ball on the tee. This could be the game because Australia will have to score twice. Only a converted try to get up there. It's a pressure kick from Marcus Smith, but that's what he'll be judged on.
Well, I've not seen. I've not seen.
One in England.
I've not seen England obstruct any Australia players. Yeah. So.
Feet work, but again, it's a percentage in front of the poles. And it's
So that Smith gets his chance to take a kick.
But no kick is easy when there's this much pressure on you.
It's a relatively small sample, but thus far,
Go on, Smith. Put it in.
kicking record at test level, very good, 86%.
Boom.
No mistake that time either.
Is it game over? Are we saying it's game over? 25-15, 10 points ahead.
It is 10 points. That's what you want. That little buffer at 8 minutes. Can Australia score twice? They're capable of, but they've made so many handling errors. Well, I doubt it. They probably can't string the passes together.
Let's see if the other stream's working again.
Wallabies know they have to. Reasonably quickly. He's been onto O'Connor, who is now the captain on the field. That was Ikitau with a step. On the ball.
7 minutes left.
He's done well there. Just scrum half. His first kick was outstanding up to the halfway line. If he gets a chance to make a break, and he's heavily strapped with that.
Come on, let's finish on a high. Let's get a nice try.
He's as quick as lightning.
Oh! Did he? Was it obstruction or did he just run into him? Well, there's no call for TMO or the referee there.
Did well to grab that. Here's the carry coming from Valentini.
I think this is done for. But like I said, Australia at the end of the day, ooh, sloppy. Australia haven't looked like they've going to score a try today. At least England have had, 3 or 4 chances to score a try. Some really good defending. From, is he a captain, I think? The dude with the moustache. He's played very well. I'm trying to see which one he is.
Errors on simple balls carrying round the corner. Another errors on simple balls carrying round the corner.
My streaming's going a bit funny, guys. I do apologise. Dan, there is about 5 minutes left. England 25, Australia 15. Courtney Laws is off. Simmons on. Yeah, the old stream's having a bit of a fit.
It's just one of those days they've had. England had a very good start, but they've made mistakes. Goes off. Owen Farrell's gone off. I don't know who's captain now.
There's sound, but no. Yeah, for anyone that's on the Discord watching the game, I do apologise. The streams have gone a little bit funny. I don't really know why.
We lose so much time. It's passing the play.
McDermott started all 3 test matches against New Zealand earlier this year. Before Nick White.
I wonder if this scrum is going to actually result in the ball coming out properly. I think it's back on track now. I'm on 76.05. And once again, the try does not come off. Jesus.
What happened there for Curly Beale?
The hell was that?
I'm afraid that Nicky Tower was in front of him.
Does that almost sum up the Australian game today? A poor tap and go. A poor kick. Yeah, I think that sums it up, doesn't it? That really does sum up Australia.
Scrambled eggs everywhere. Scrambled eggs in the midfield, dropping balls all over the place. Not Australia today.
With a reference to the brand name on the front of the Australia jerseys, it's not so much scrambled eggs as scrambled cream eggs.
Ha 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 ha. What a funny joke. It's scrambled cream eggs.
In all fairness, there have been some
Jesus.
offences though in Australia today. They've hung on well, haven't they?
Well, they're not. I know exactly what you mean, but not soft. They just haven't had the ball. I mean, how many times have you seen those two just bust the ball off a line out?
Yeah, it seems it seems neither team really wanted to play for tries. It wasn't that attacking. It really wasn't that attacking this game.
Command of the airways at the back. You need that safety net, and he definitely gives England.
I'm on 77-30.
Yeah, they just think, right, let's just get back and help him out. He's going to catch it.
Well, certainly those two test matches in the summer against the United States and Canada have been very useful for Eddie Jones. He's found himself a new
There you go, and again, and again.
releasing
Oh, not quite. Whoa!
the tackle.
He'll need a new kneecap.
There's a Toji. Smith
And again, go on, overload. You've got a massive overload.
drifting across.
You've got a huge overload. Use your bloody players, and you've just given the ball away.
Field knows he's got to create something here. It's Bates Army. Little dummy. Got McDermott alongside.
Possibly forward.
And has spilt it.
I think both sides skill pictures.
Yeah, the joke was for the Cadbury's on their shirt.
For work, extra time for the game's going up. Freddie Stewart's just been
God, some commentators say some stupid things.
crowd, and they do agree. Slade was just keeping hold of the ball. I'm just going to think in my brain, just keep hold of the ball. He was on a gliding outside arc. Okay, there's no problem, but he's deep in Australia 22. We've got a couple of minutes to go, and he has been the story of the game, holding on.
78-45, minute and a quarter left.
Well, for both sides, I think the second half has been rather error-strewn, hasn't it? England doing enough.
Give me what it says on
The crowd are off.
handling errors, 4 from England, 10 for Australia.
Let's beat the traffic. London's bad enough as it is, isn't it? See if they can beat the traffic home.
To see a full house at headquarters.
One of the reasons Australia are going to lose this game. 9 penalties to 18. The average is what, 10, 12 for the whole game, and that's the key. They give far too many direct penalties away, whether it's been the mistakes or England's pressure.
30 seconds.
Here's Beale. Well, he did rather well there, did Paresi. There's McDermott. There's Sami again. There's Ikitau. He can really run when he gets a chance. Look at this. The offload to Latu. Oh, and then it's grabbed.
Oh,
And away goes Sam Simmons.
San Simmons.
Lamar alongside him. And the hooker is going to add another try.
Well, we could have had that a bit sooner, couldn't we? We could have had that a bit sooner. 30-15 to England.
Scored with his first touch on debut against the States.
What's the situation? So, England beat Australia in the rugby. Isn't it soon coming up to the Ashes? Are England going to beat Australia in the Ashes as well? Not that I really care about the Ashes, but it's bragging rights and all that, isn't it?
Didn't he? But again, it was made by Simmons. Good try scoring machine from Exeter. Again, it's a mistake from Australia. They just give the ball to one of the best finishers. Tremendous pace of the mark. He's not going to get there. Pumps the ball back inside to the Newcastle hooker. And that is lovely. No one's coming in. He knows he's got it. He's celebrating already. Scored the 10th try against Tonga.
Right, well, we'll finish off with a conversion.
Scoring the last try for England
And that's game over.
against the old enemy. That's 8 on the bounce. Well done, England.
32-15. I assume they took the conversion then. I don't know why the Australian players even bothered running out. Game over. Well done to England. Thank you guys for watching. Nice of the Aussies to be up early to watch it. And yeah, tomorrow my 10k video, Marmite versus Vegemite. disgusting. Little teaser for you. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, end of stream. I will